Okay guys, welcome to my channel Live by Midi. Welcome guys, welcome. And guys, it's gonna be a different style video today. Yesterday I made a crazy empower video. Crazy, one of the best flow state, high frequency, laughing, enjoying, getting empowered. 44 minutes guys, 44 is my number, 44 minutes video. But I put Jesus in the title. And what happened guys, I got shadow banned and I had like one view, that was myself, because I look at my own videos and I don't care about the views, but when you get shadow banned by the name Jesus, you see on Spotify, you don't see songs of Jesus. Like you cannot talk about Jesus, you cannot put Jesus in the title, they will shadow ban you. Because this world is run by the devil. Excuse me. And Spotify is run by the devil. Social media, it's all the devil guys. And, they do not want you to talk about the truth. The truth is Jesus. He's the truth, the way, and life. I could not, do this without Jesus. I was so lost, brain damage. And of course, I still feel sometimes the brain damage that I got, the fear, but I'm thankful for it because it makes me grow. It gets me in that, powerful passion that I don't want to listen to that, I don't want to listen to fear, it's my path, I could not, if you think about it, you're like, why, But if I did not have that, guys, if I didn't have that brain damage all that time ago, I would not make these videos. I would not do this path. So, it's crazy, that, the path I took was needed to be right here and now, giving you guys the wisdom that you need. You truly need, guys. So, today is a lower frequency day, guys. It's a lower frequency day. I feel it. And the meaning, how do you feel it? You make more stories. You get sucked in your mind. You get sucked in with the stories. How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? And you get fear and you make more stories and you're like, and you're in the future or you're in the past, regret, or in the future, you desire things, you fear, or you have lust, or, you make stories, you give a feeling, it's getting you out of the power and you're like, how am I going to do that? When am I going to do that? It's all the devil. Because, when we are in low frequency as a human, the devil controls us. The devil attacks, Understand that we have low frequency days. This whole world is connected with low frequency, guys, or with frequency. And today it's more low frequency. We're all connected, So, the thing is, when everybody knows that we can elevate the frequency in the world by just raising our own frequency. How more people raise their own frequency, we take the frequency of the world to a higher level. That means closer to God. They are doing everything, the system, to drop our frequency. That means what they want is closer by the devil, and the devil controls the world, controls our life. Understand, guys, when we're in a high frequency state, when I'm in a high frequency state, I am close to Jesus. I don't make stories. I enjoy life. I'm in power. I'm in flow state. Today is the day. I don't think about tomorrow, yesterday. I'm really close to Jesus. I get all kinds of wisdom, wisdom that, Jesus wants me to have. The Holy Spirit is using me, go to the left, go to the right. The Holy Spirit guides me, guys, But when we drop in frequency, the devil, we're not close to Jesus, so, we're not close to the Holy Spirit, and the devil, is pulling on us. How does the devil control us? With stories and feelings. How does it do it? With thinking. So how closer we are to the lower frequency state, how closer we are to the devil. So if we as a society, elevate our frequency, everybody will get closer to God, and the world will be crazy. That's why, we live in the end of times, guys, because, the devil has the control over the world, People are controlled that, you need to see the news every day, and you need to watch all the wars going on, and they are doing everything they can to get us on a low frequency state, guys, And I am doing everything I can to get me and you on a higher frequency state, guys. Because understand, we have the same life, we have the same 24 hours. But when you're in that low frequency state and you make the stories, you are lost. You're out of your power. You're out of your spiritual power. The power that God gave you, it's gone. Lower frequency state, you're sucked in. And the most people that are in low frequency state start to drink. They have that devil feeling. The devil, close to the devil. I want to drink, or I want to use drugs, or I want to smoke more because I have stress, or, low frequency state, guys, you need to stay away from that. We need to elevate the world to a higher frequency state. And how do you do that, guys? By the lifestyle that I teach and preach, Waking up before 5 without snoozing every single day. 0 alcohol, 0 drugs. Training every day. Reading mindset books. I would tell you, read the Bible. I cannot read any mindset book anymore. But I started this lifestyle with mindset books. Napoleon Hill. Crazy, guys. Read it. 0 drugs, 0 alcohol. Like I said, I do 0 caffeine. 0 caffeine. And, I do all those things, guys. I do morning walk with the 20 kilogram vest. I do all those things to, elevate my frequency, to stay close to God, to be in control of the mind, of the flesh. So once you stay on that higher frequency state, guys, you are close to God. And that is what you truly want in life, Stop watching the news, guys. I didn't watch the news for maybe 7 years. I don't have any news apps. I don't have ChatGPT. Everything they are creating, the elite, the system, what they're giving you guys, especially for free, ChatGPT, the news and, all those apps, the news apps. If it's free, you can always, understand that, they want it free because they want you, in a lower frequency. Same as porn, guys. Porn is free, everything costs money, but people, don't understand that, watching porn is one of the worst things that you can do. It brings you down. You're gonna start crazy. You're gonna watch crazy things. You're gonna start identifying yourself with that horny feeling. Watching porn is 100% the devil that gets you instantly in lower frequency state, guys. All those things, you need to drop them. You need to drop them. Live the lifestyle that I do, guys. But understand that the wisdom is, I'm making this video when I was making stories in the beginning because, the fear was telling me not to, and the stories, and maybe later, no, guys, I need to put in the work. I put in the work for myself and for you guys because I am showing the path. And I understand, I see it in my coaching, in the students and me, we have days, that we are so lost in our mind. And what I truly believe, guys, is that when you are chosen to do something, in this world, that you need to work for God, you are chosen with a spiritual gift. I believe that, you're getting attacked much more than the people that, are not chosen, That's what I believe. I see some people that, can live that sin life and they're not even in their mind for a second. And I'm like, how can you do that? If I sin, I get stuck in my mind, I get low frequency. But, when you're chosen, you feel it, you get more stuck in your mind, guys. You need to stay close to God. And I'm telling you, we, the chosen people, need to make these kind of videos. We need to help the world. We need to tell the people what's going on, You don't need medication to numb your thinking. You need to make the right decisions. You need to know that you're in low frequency state. Once you know that you're in low frequency state, you're vibrating very low, and that's why the devil attacks you. If you know that that's the case, you need to make the right decisions in life. You need to really make the right decisions in life. That's how you elevate yourself, That's how you elevate yourself in frequency, guys. When I'm in low frequency, I do the burpees. I take my mountain bike and go to the forest. I do the push-ups. I train every day. All the things that I do, making this video right now in power, is raising my frequency. It's all about frequency, guys. And this world, the system got you fooled because y'all believe that doctor with the white coat that, oh no, you need antidepressants. Or let's just numb you, No, guys, you don't need anything. You need to be raising your frequency. That needs to be your only goal in life, making the right decisions in life, And I'm telling you guys, how do we get closer to God is if everybody in the world, or at least the most people in the world, are doing this lifestyle. How more people raise the frequency of the world, they can try to drop the frequency with the news and all the things that's going on in the world. But if you just kill it, because people, like all into the wars but guys, I don't watch news. For me, the only thing that changes is, okay, the food is getting more expensive. The gas prices are getting more expensive. But that means I need to level it up. I need to make more money so the system does not control me with low frequency, guys. That's what you need to do. That's what I need to do, guys. I cannot complain. I need to put in the work so I make more money, so that does not hurt me and it does not bring down my frequency. But that's the only thing that I see in this world, guys, because, guys, I just live my life and every day is a reset. We have a TV, guys. We don't even have channels. We watch Netflix when we want it. It's not every day. But even though when we watch Netflix, I know it's being there to program us, But once you see it, guys, you can watch Netflix, but kill the news, Stop, even the voting system. I always believe you need to vote. Guys, it's all big illusion to keep you guys under control in that low frequency state. But what I was saying, guys, this is one of these days that, the stories attack. That means, put in the work, do not listen, accept it. I say this in my coaching, I always, pray God, like, okay, you can fight the stories, but you will never win from the devil, guys. How more you fight, how more you will lose yourself. How more you battle the stories, how worse you feel, how lower your frequency is going to be, because the devil is attacking our own mind and you cannot win from yourself because it's the devil. And the only one that can win from the devil is Jesus Christ, guys. He's the only one. So if you just get close to Jesus, the stories will go away. You don't need medications, you don't need alcohol, you don't need drugs. I don't want any of that, no matter how bad I feel, because I know the art of living. This is what you want, guys. You need to just get in that high frequency state. So when that happens, like today, guys, I pray like, Jesus, thank you. Thank you. I need this. It's low frequency. It's a test. I cannot listen. I accept the stories. They're not real. And I let them go because it's not true. It's not real. I just let them go, guys. All the stories are fake. The only thing that's real is in this moment, this second, this video, this second that I'm talking. That's the only thing that's real, guys. So all the stories are an illusion. Thank you for the spiritual battle, Jesus. I accept it. I accept a day that is not as in power as yesterday. Tomorrow is going to be reset again. And every day when you wake up, it's going to be a different frequency, different life, same life, but different frequency, and you need to put in the work again, guys, And the thing is with the stories and low frequency, when you do this path, it almost makes you believe and feel that, what am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Is this gonna work? Am I gonna attract more students? Should I stop? The devil, it's so the devil, guys, it's trying to get you out of the power. And this happens to me, but this happens to you. Trust me, there's nobody in this world that does not have battles by the devil. Nobody can live in a high frequency state all the time. People can fake it, because when you look at videos on YouTube, you always see people like they're 100% themselves. Like they're always the same frequency. It's all fake, guys. They're all trying to be that person or not. Somebody's frequency high, then they're lower, then they're like, it goes like this, guys. But you can, for 90%, you can keep yourself in high frequency state by making the right decisions and accepting the low frequency days. But accepting the stories that are not fake and accepting the day means you put in more work. When I have a bad day, more stories, I go, I do a longer morning walk. I do a longer morning walk. I train harder. I put in more work. I do more push-ups. I put in more work, but I accept that the frequency is that frequency, and I accept that the stories are here, but they're fake. Do not start to believe the stories, because if you start to, crazy, 1444. when you start to believe them, guys, you're lost. At the moment that you start to believe that you are the stories, the devil has jackpot and he controls your life. He controls your life. And why am I saying this? Why am I making this video? Because I was that guy. The devil had me for 37 years and it's still trying to get me because I'm gifted. I'm chosen, you know. It's trying to pull me back down. It's trying to get me in that low frequency state and close to the devil and drugs, alcohol, you know. It will give me, it will try to get me in that state, but it has no chance, guys, you know. For me, you know, the brain damage that I had, that means, you know, I could not explain that dark thinking, you know, I had, you know, is my gift. Because of that, I will not miss. That's why I am a crazy good coach. You know, I'm the example. I'm leading you guys why I don't miss. It's not that I don't want to miss. I don't want to miss, but I can't miss, guys. I cannot miss. My mission is to grow every day, because if I don't, you know, the devil attacks me with that brain damage and then, you know, it goes bad. So for me, you know, I cannot miss. It's my blessing. I don't want to miss, guys. Even if I didn't have that, I don't want to miss. It's not going to happen. You know, I just keep on growing. I keep on elevating. And I know, and I'm saying this, guys, I am going to grow to the top of the world in coaching. I know, you know, it's step by step. It's a journey, you know, and I'm loving the journey. Even though when you're in the stories, in a low frequency state, with those feelings, you know, that you believe that, you know, it's not going to work, and, you know, what am I doing? And, you know, like money, how money this, how money, like all the stories that the devil wants you to have, you know, I break free from it, guys. I break free. Because it's not true. It's not true. I will keep making these videos, and even though I feel, you know, in that low frequency state, I still make those videos, because that's how I kill the fear and kill the devil and kill low frequency. I raise my frequency with this video, guys. And, you know, trust me, you know, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. And I believe in myself, and you need to believe in yourself. If nobody believes in me, I still believe in me. If nobody believes in you, you know, I believe in you, because I know what's possible. I know where I came from, you know, 1 year and 6 months ago. I know where I am right now, you know, crazy, you know, levels where I am right now, you know. I didn't know that I was ever going to be in this level, guys, you know, in this life. I never even had a thought about it. I didn't know what's possible for me, but here I am, not missing, in power, sharing wisdom. Get yourself in high frequency state. You know, start loving yourself, respecting yourself, admiring yourself with the habits. You know, you love yourself when you get yourself in high frequency state with the right decisions, the right choices in life, guys, you know. And guys, all this is only possible, you know, because the Holy Spirit is guiding me with this wisdom. And, you know, Jesus, you know, believes in me, because, you know, he saved me so many times, guys. I shouldn't even be here right now, but I'm here. He saved me, and step by step, guys, you know, I'm growing with Jesus, with the Holy Spirit, you know, and I'm saving souls, because I don't care about the money. I don't care about, you know, that I'm gonna be in the top of the world. You know, understand, I don't care, but I know it's gonna happen, because I don't miss. It's all about not missing and staying in high frequency state. Everything will be attracted, guys. But understand, low frequency days, we all have them, we feel them, but you put in the work even more. And understand, it's not real, how difficult it is. So, another YouTube video, guys. I will keep making them. Like and subscribe if you like it. Leave a comment if you want, guys. You know, so we get more in the algorithm and more people can see this wisdom, because this wisdom is needed in the world, guys. So, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.